para que despertar nuestro paradero y la con nosotros hasta mi del batería, para que despertar nuestro paradero y la con nosotros hasta mi
One of the real benefits of coming away from the disturbance of the camp is that for the first time you really start to see the life of the forest. Almost everywhere I look there's something going on, like these toads mating. You can see the eggs coming out there from the female, being fertilised by the much smaller male on her back.
The more time I spent with these people, the more I enjoyed their company. To catch the fish, we needed poison from the roots of a barbasco vine. It takes a bit of effort to get at it. Barbasco contains a mild poison that temporarily blocks the oxygen in the water so that fish are forced to the surface. They may have been small, but out here every morsel counts. And they were certainly enough for a picnic. And what a place for a picnic. That evening I was struck by how everything here is about working together. Not just the people, but the forest too. The Yekuana know that as long as they look after the forest, it will look after them.
One of the real joys of the rainforest is the amount of life that's here. But this morning that life has come just a little bit too close. Termites have taken a liking to the crew's equipment boxes as potential new homes. It means, very simple arrangement, everything has to be clipped up off the ground.
You can't camp in the forest without addressing sanitation. And I had visitors arriving that evening, so it was time to dig another loo. A pit 2 foot by 4 foot is enough for 4 people for a couple of days. Breaking up the sandy soil provides a covering to prevent flies and reduce the smell. And the candle? That's for the night, just to check no snakes have fallen in. I always take a medical kit with me, but the forest provides its own medicines for the people who live here.
This is the way our ancestors healed themselves from flu.
Esta plantas platanilla es muy importante para nosotros. Entonces,
This is a plant that's very important to us. We use the sap when someone's bitten by a snake, ant, spider, or any venomous animal. You drink this sap and are healed. That's why it's important for us to look after this plant.
My visitors were a good incentive to do a bit of washing. It's not just hygiene, it's also good for morale. Believe me, after a few days the smell gets rather overpowering, whoever you're with. Anyway, it doesn't take long for clothes to dry in weather like this. My guests were all leaders in their own fields, and I was thrilled that they could come to help us learn more about our surroundings.
So I'm Ray.
You're Ray.
Lindy.
I'm Nalini.
Joel. Jesus. Jesus.
Nice to meet you, man.
Ray.
Ray, good to meet you. Joel. Yeah.
Joel, Lindy.
Hi.
Nice to meet
It's
you.
hi.
That's what we make it here. Incredible place.
Just amazing.
Well, let's help you with your gear and
Yeah.
we'll show you where you're staying. I thought it would be nice if you told me a little bit about yourselves.
I am a hardcore naturalist. I have been always interested in the animals in the wild, in the forest. Even though naturalists tend to be disappearing, I wholeheartedly believe that we need to be out there looking for animals, learning from them. The animals that I have been studying the most are reptiles and amphibians. And this area is actually a paradise for those.
I'm interested in trees of all kinds, and I'm especially interested in the world of the treetops, of the canopy. When I first came to a rainforest when I was a graduate student in Costa Rica, my eyes went right up to the canopy and said, what is going on up there? And it turns out very little is known about the canopy.
I became so thoroughly inspired by being in treetops that I couldn't let it go. You know, it's a place that most people don't ever see, and it grabs you as soon as you're there. It's hard to come down.
The next morning I was to get my chance to experience at first hand what Joel had talked about.
Perfection. This is very exciting. All the rainforests I've been to, I've never had the opportunity to do what we're about to do today. And it's very frustrating when you're in the forest, if you like trees and you like forests, if you can't see out and actually see what they look like. So not only will I get a chance to see from above, like you get when you're in a plane, but also be close to it, not remote. I think that's fantastic.
Through here?
This is the moment I've been waiting for.